Hello, guys. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. Hey, get ready to ask your questions. Hey, I'm so glad that you are here. Get ready to tell me where you're watching me from, how old you are. I also want to know, is this your first time watching Workouts for Older Men Live? Let me know. Let me know. Thank you so much for being here. Questions ready? Let me know if you're watching me on Facebook. Are you watching me on YouTube or TikTok? All right, guys. Let's get this show started. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip Cour. So glad you are joining me here today. Winnie, come on, say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what part of the world. Hello, Jones. 93 over on TikTok. So glad you're here. Make sure you follow on TikTok. Make sure you follow on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. So glad you're here. I'm here. If you're a little bit older, you have a busy, productive life. You are wondering, you just can't eat the way they used to. Just look at a carb and you gain fat. There's nothing you can do. Gain that fat around the midsection, the love handles, the man boobs. Where do those come from? Even when you're relatively lean, the shape of your chest is not the same now that you're a little bit older. You can't train the way you used to. Do you have to? Used to. You got joint pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pain. Whether that you had that on the job, it's just bad back just through life, or maybe yourself in the gym. Can't lift the way they used to when you were younger. All right. What about your testosterone levels? So much talk about TRT, testosterone levels. Is it the soy and the food? Is it all the processed food? Hear about our testosterone levels are always under attack. How is that affecting your ability to build muscle and lose body fat? Do you need TRT, testosterone replacement therapy? If you are seeing a lot of fitness information and you're on social media, you probably get asked these questions all the time. What about when you're older? What are your concerns about lifting weights? Should you lift lighter? Is that the safe thing to do? The best thing to do now that you're older? Lighter weights, more reps. Should you train the body part more frequently? Or because you're older, could you maybe only train the body part once a week and can't recover from tough workouts like you used to? Maybe you're just not to train the way you used to. Can't spend all that time in the gym when you were younger. Now that you're a little bit older, should you even try to do this if you can't put all that effort that you did when you were younger? Maybe you never even try to train you were younger. All these questions that are specific to us. Now that we're a little bit old, I want to address those. 8 years, all I have been doing is taking my 35 years of knowledge. I've been doing this for 35 years. By the way, my name is Skip Cour. I'll be 62 years old here in a couple of weeks. Again, I've been doing this for 35 years, pretty much from the start. Been going for it. I'm a former 6-time national champion, drug-free bodybuilder, all the different training strategies, carnivore diet, low protein, higher protein, high fat, fasting, eating before workouts, afterwards, nutrient timing. I've done it all the different workouts, training the body part several times a week, coming back at night and training again, separating my cardio 12 hours from my weight training to avoid losing my muscle. I've done it all. I've learned from the best. I've applied it, again, on my way to become a 6-time national championship. The unique perspective I have for you for Workouts for Older Men. And thank you so much for following over on TikTok. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow over on Facebook. The unique perspective, just living 62 years on this planet, we look at life differently. We look at how we approach everything. Working out, what it means to us is different. Our values, our priorities, bringing that perspective to working out. But what I can do is help you differentiate what's important, what's not from all these training strategies that you hear. There's a saying that says, if everything is important, then nothing is. And I really do believe that most of the information that's on the internet, so we're all fighting for attention. People are scrolling through. We got to be sensational. So we talk a lot about, in general, talk a lot of things that don't really matter. Really passionate about it. We're going down the rabbit hole, and the basic organizing principles for the men who I help. The men who I help, you're productive, you're busy, you're successful with your business, your family, maybe didn't make the time to work out. No excuses. You're building a business. You're going through the ups and downs of life with your family, raising kids. Didn't make the time. It doesn't matter what you did or didn't do in the past. It's from this day forward. Right? We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. We got to make time work for us. We got to use our willpower, focus it, energy, and time effectively and efficiently. Again, all that matters is what you do from this day forward. So if you've been carrying around 40 pounds too much, pretty much all your adult life, now is the time to work on it. Maybe you have the brain space. Now you have the focus. I want to help you differentiate what's important and what's not from all the information. I come to you at this time every single morning. All right. Give you some information, inspiration to just keep on going. Watch that diet, lose that body fat, work those muscles, not only to be more functional and productive today, but also as we get older. We're going to need that muscle. We're going to need to be healthy and fit. We need to be healthy and fit now. So if you want to put more of a priority on your fitness, on the way your body looks at this age, I want to help you do it effectively and efficiently. So again, when you come on, say hello, tell me where you're watching from, tell me how old you are. If you do have a question, make sure that you ask it. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Tap that screen. If you believe what I just talked about is exactly what you need to hear a different perspective with all the information. You're working hard, probably doing okay, but just can't seem to put it together. There's must be something missing, can't figure out what that is. If this is the information that you need, right, I'm here to help you with this. So tap that screen, show me that you like it, right? It'll do two things. It's like a call to the algorithm over on TikTok to bring more men who are just like you onto this live feed. So either they'll ask questions that can help you, or you can ask questions that can help them, all of us, right? And the more questions that we get through, we make this hour more productive. So the more men we have coming in by sharing this feed, by liking this page, tap that screen, by subscribing, will bring more energy, more questions to our show. All right, let's see here. Good morning, 47 from Connecticut. Big Sean, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. Let's see, we got some followers. I love the follows. Capsito, thank you for the follow. Jay, thank you for the follow. Larry Dean, 85, thank you for the follow. Hey, I want to hear from you, Facebook over there. Got over 500,000 people on my Facebook page. Always quiet in the morning. I want to know that you're here. Also, got over 30,000 over on YouTube. Let me know if you're new. Say hello over there. All right, let's see here. Brian Tilly, thank you so much for being here and for the follow. All right. James 420 says, I want to get bigger. What would you say is a good weight for 6'4"? It's a great question. That's a great question. So here you are somewhere at the beginning of your journey, maybe at the middle of your journey, right? Put some effort in, you want to build muscle. Anytime you think of weight, whether you are trying to build muscle, with your 6'4" frame, or you're trying to lose weight, right? You want to lose body fat. You got to remember something. When you're at the beginning of this journey, the middle of the journey, and you're setting goals, and you're using weight as a goal, not a very good way to really measure your progress accurately. All right. First of all, like you see pictures of me. I mean, I'm 5'11" and about 207. All right. So you may mistake how you're coming up with that. Number one, you want to be bigger, like you do, James. And same thing is that how much do people weigh when you want to lose weight? What's the right weight? You have an image in your mind about how you want to look in the mirror. And then you just attach weight. Either somebody helps you or you just come up with weight. And that goes either way, whether you want to build muscle or lose body fat. You're just guessing at what that weight is, right? But you have an image in your mind of the way you want to look. Let me just tell you, those numbers never match up. They never match up, right? Because I could say something like to you, Jim, you know what? You keep on training hard a year from now, you're going to lose some body fat. You may gain muscle in a year, but your physique is dramatically differently. So at 6'2", I don't know, whatever that number is, might be 203. But whoa, wait a second. 203, I'm thinking 220 to see what I want to see in the mirror. But really, that number is 203. All right. A lot of men, when they want to lose weight, right, they have a number. Sometimes I don't know, 5'10", and I know I need to lose some body fat. Right, I'm weighing 200 pounds. So they might say, I know what I want to see in the mirror. Right, let's see, I'm gonna gain 10 pounds of muscle, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds of fat. So I'd probably weigh about the same. Right, maybe 197. You see something, you're attaching a number to it, and that number matches up. You know that the way you want to look and feel, how that might be when you want to lose weight, look, the illusion of size and health and fitness and vitality, that number might be 189, not 200, not even 197. Right. Now, what's that matter? Okay, I don't care as long as I look the way I want. No, because every step along the day and journey, you're trying to measure if it's working, if your training routine is working or your diet's working. All right, if that number doesn't match up with this number that you just made up, that's not really based on, reality or experience. It's just something you're guessing. It's not going to match up. So you're going to constantly say, I'm losing muscle, or I'm not. This diet isn't working. Where you might not be losing weight, or you may be losing weight, but it's body fat. All right, so body fat day to day to day. If you have those numbers wrong, you may not feel you're progressing the way you should because of a number you just guessed. So you always want to let the mirror be your guide. And you also want to be very confident in the organizing principles and the effort you're putting in, the consistency in the gym. Nutrition is a huge part of this. This is a huge part of this, James, that if you don't understand that, you're going to carry too much body fat, not even see the muscle that you have. Or you're not going to lose that body fat. You may rely too much on training. It's really your nutrition. You won't stick with it. You won't stick with your training. You won't stick with your diet. You'll bounce from one theory to the other. You'll be on social media getting constantly confused just because of how you're trying to assess your progress based on weight. It's not a good indicator. By the way, go to skiplacour.com. Go to skiplacour.com. A lot of these questions I've talked about in great detail, 10-minute videos, 30-minute videos, and there's a video there that breaks down the best ways to assess your progress. The best ways to assess your progress. Very, very important to the process. So you don't have that confusion, frustration, overwhelming. You're not constantly looking for new strategies because you don't think the ones that you're doing are working or they may work, And that's, hey, one-on-one coaching, that's what I do. I help men. I teach them individually week by week by week. We're on an hour recorded call. Right, I break it down so not only do they know what to do, they can understand how this is different than some of the other things that they've heard. And who knows, it may be more online. The differences may not be worth all your confusion. Maybe it does align just how you're understanding. So you'll be certain of what to do with what you do in the gym, what you do with your eating. You'll put it in the proper ratio of where you put your effort. You put the right effort to the right places. All right, when it comes to training and nutrition. All right, we'll also talk about things like sleep and, stress control. All those things matter too. A lifestyle, all your choices, your priorities, how to do it effectively and efficiently. Then I keep you accountable for whatever time you need. More men are more driven than others. Right? Some know if I don't meet with you every week, I know I don't care if you give me the greatest information in the world and I know it, I won't follow through because of how I prioritize. I'm too busy. I think I'm too busy. I can't make these choices. I help give you strategies, and we gradually build your lifestyle and stay accountable. Right. So when you're done with me, right now, you'll only be watching live videos and scrolling through social media, maybe for entertainment, maybe for inspiration. right? But you know what to do, and you'll know what to do for the rest of your life. I have one coaching session. I have all kinds of packages, right? Then you can decide if you want to go further, or maybe just that one session is enough. One-on-one coaching, there's nothing that beats it. So all your interpretation may be really smart and effective in your business, but when it comes to this fitness, yeah, you just can't seem to get it together. When you look in the mirror, it's not the same guy. Your body, you're not making match to everything you've worked for, your opinion of yourself. It's time to put that together. You're sick and tired, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you talk about it, see even if it's a good match. I do that many type of ways to help men just like you. So I do 7 days a week. All right, let's answer some more of these questions. Osro says, hello, did you compete in your prime? I did. From the ages of 28 to 41, 15 straight years I competed. I don't know how many shows I did. Probably, I don't even know. 30, 40, I have no idea. I don't remember. But I won 6 national drug-free bodybuilding championships. Let me show you. I can show it on the screen here over on TikTok. Some pictures. And again, I retired 20 years ago. I live more of a life like you now. So there's a picture of me on stage. That's 5'11", 205. All right. Like I said, and one thing that you can learn is the leaner you get, the size that you have. And that's true of all your fitness influencers. They'll probably be maybe not as big as you might think, because being lean and the muscles being developed. Kind of like that picture. Right. Again, I was 41 years at the time after training for 15 years. Again, I'm a 6-time national champion, drug-free bodybuilder. I used to write for the muscle magazines back in the day. Here's a cover shot, hundreds of articles written in the muscle magazines. Built my first internet website back in 1994. Sold my first VHS tape in 1998. First book on bodybuilding and training, motivation, back in 1994. So I've been doing this a long time. I really have focused with older men with busy, productive lives, not men who want to become bodybuilders, not even men who've been training for 20 years. I can help anybody, man, woman, child, younger or older. But what I found, the needs, the values, the sense of urgency, the importance of the men who really dedicate the major part of their adult life to their family and their business, and now for health reasons, or they want to extend this life. They spend so much time working, and now it's becomes of utmost importance. They don't have the time or the energy to just hang out on the internet, going from fitness expert to fitness expert. They just, what do I do? Tell me how I do it. What are the standards? How long do I have to do this? What should I expect? So they can just get it done, right? So that's my competitive bodybuilding career. Give me the foundation to help you what's important and what's not, because all these different strategies that you hear on the internet, right? I've done them all to some degree. I've done them all at a very high level of intensity to really be able to differentiate what's important, what's not. Did a lot of things that weren't important, but as a bodybuilder, you'll do everything to be the best. That's the whole mentality, be extremely lean on stage, far more than you need to. So when you are getting these strategies, what you don't understand is that there's a lot of extra that's put in there. It's interesting. It may be new. It may catch your attention. It may make sense. It may be science-based. It may be optimal as opposed to the highly effective. It's the best, or that's the theory. But it's not going to make a difference. It's not a game changer. You need to get back to what's really important with that training. What is it? It's overload. It's consistency. All right. 3 sets of 10. If that's your mentality in the gym, you do 3 sets of 10. You don't get this. Right. So if you're out there and you have a training routine and you do 3 sets of 10, it's based on that. You don't understand intensity, because you're not even setting it up for overload by 3 sets of 10. I can go into that deeper and deeper, right? When it comes to nutrition, you don't know how many calories that you're eating. You may just stumble and be eating the right amount, right? But you can be in a deficit eating 1,000 calories. And you can be in a deficit eating 2,500 calories. You can build muscle, lose body fat at 2,500 calories, or you can just go for 1,000 calories, even eating all of the same food. If it's strict, if it's chicken, broccoli, whatever, right? You got to know how many calories you to go on this journey. You can stumble around, maybe have some short-term success by just stumbling around. A lot of men don't know how many calories and they stand behind it, but they also don't have the body that they need. There's certain organizing principles. I don't care what you hear on the internet. You got to understand that, just like in life. Your voice is amazing. I don't know if you do voice acting. Well, thank you. I do a lot of talking, and a lot of things I said I've been saying it and improving upon it, hopefully, for 35 years, right? So when you do something over and over and over again, you might sound more confident. But I appreciate that. Really appreciate that for a lot of reasons. Right? But thank you very much for that. Thank you so much for the follows. Tap that screen. Call over men just like you. Tap screen. I appreciate the likes. Bring some energy here. Brings more question here. Rapid fire. So you don't have to ask all the questions. See if I know some. It's just one after another that will help you. We have more time in our time that we spend together every morning. So tap that screen. I appreciate all the energy, all the effort. It's a call. More men here. The more men we have, the more energy, more questions, more good questions. Put less pressure on you to be here and hope that an answer that you need shows up. I'm 52. Is it possible to build muscle and lose weight? Okay. I assume that you're rather new to working out by that question. And the answer is yes. It is possible. Again, it's overload principles, making sure you eat enough calories. If you eat enough food, you can be in a deficit. You can eat a lot of food, still be in a deficit, right? You don't have to be in some severe calorie deficit that might compromise you building muscle from your weight training. You don't have to be in a severe calorie deficit, especially if you know how this works and you're patient and you have it in a sustainable manner. So as long as you have enough nutrients in it, protein, right, enough calories, energy to push hard in the gym, you're consistent. That's going to take care of the muscle building process. Being in calorie deficit will help you lose body fat at the same time, right? So again, you can be in a calorie deficit eating 2,500 calories. You're going to be in a calorie deficit eating 1,000 calories. The more food they eat while in a calorie deficit can still lose that body fat, but have enough nutrients, enough calories to build muscle. Now, again, if you are new to this process, you kind of have what I call virgin muscle. You haven't really pushed it, right? The newer that you are to working out, the more dramatic that will be that fat loss. After a while, just like anything, you're still progressing, but it's not as noticeable. Another thing that's really important is, yes, what are your expectations? A lot of men have no idea how this works. Hey, I've worked really hard for 2 months. Why didn't I have 10 pounds of rock solid muscles? Why isn't it packed onto my body? Because it's not going to be on any younger or older, right? So what does it mean to build muscle? How much do you expect, right? And then how much fat loss, right? But yes, you can. They're not the same. It's just to what degree. And will you notice it to look for? All right, let's see here. Again, thank you so much for the follows, guys. JT, welcome, and thank you for following. Let me know if you're new here on TikTok. If you're brand new, I just showed up on your For You page, and now you're here. You're liking what you hear. Thank you for the follow. You'll be alerted every time I go live. I go live here this time every single morning, 7 days a week. Also come back in the evenings, sometimes even throughout the day. I not only talk about fitness, I talk about confidence for women, this stage of life, what we need to do to get the most out of this, like to sprint to the end, not limp to the end. We got more time behind us than we do in front of us, right? We got to make the most of every day. Get your mind right. Tap things on to current events, right? The confidence for older men, in addition to the workouts for older men. That's at night. It's on TikTok. So make sure you're on all my social media platforms, having guests, interesting guests from all over TikTok to stimulate the conversation. So if you love to work out, you understand the basics that needs to be reminded of, not fancy new things to entertain you. You can be entertained by confidence in life, right? And then so you can be here, it can be interesting, because it's got to be interesting, it's got to be entertaining. I get it, right? But if I make it too interesting, too exciting about some little fancy move that you've never seen anywhere before, I'm going to take you away from what I've talked about over and over again, the basic organizing principles. So we're going to get our entertainment not by making up some theory or acting about some little slight differences is so different. And that's how you get entertained. You get entertained by mindset, our life, perspective for an older man. I tie that into current events, so that's confidence for older men. I do that evenings on TikTok. 56 years old, Miguel, is new here. Thank you so much. Working out, 5'11", 250 pounds, want to be at 190 pounds. Again, be careful of that weight. That might be the right weight. It might be 195, it might be 200, it might be 182. All right, but you have this vision of what you want to see. Now, working out hard, continue to do that. Build, certainly maintain this muscle, they say. But your workout, I don't care how many reps you do. I don't care how often you train or how hard you train. I don't care how quickly you move from set to set to set. Losing that body fat is going to be done through your diet. So even more than cardio, a lot more than cardio, right? Diet. I know this is workouts for old men. I really should say workouts for old men. But pay attention to your diet, not even so much the workout. Do it all, right? To change your body, right? This is Roy, so any training suggested is muddled. This is not steroids. I'm a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. Right? Never taken steroids. I'm not on TRT, testosterone replacement now. Right? And I've never been. You're welcome, Miguel. Thanks for being here. Only, thank you for the follow. Hey, keep on tapping that screen to attract more men like you. We just have a rapid fire question so you don't have to think of all. You don't have to sit there and hope that I say something that is helpful to you. The more men we have in, the more questions that we ask, you'll attract them there by hitting that like on the screen, and I appreciate that. Robert, I have better workouts when I eat protein before workout. Any rule of thumb on how many grams before? How are you testing that? There's a saying that says this doesn't equal that. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You may be having better workouts because you're more calories, more energy. I'm not really sure if it's because of the protein. Keep on doing that. There is no rule of thumb necessarily. There are some hardcore. We talk about the nutrient timing. There may be evidence that supports that, but it's not a game changer. All right. So keep on doing what you're doing. That's not the game changer. Better workouts, maybe because you have more energy. How you time the calories? Calories, energy. Energy is calories. Food is energy. Food is calories. Maybe more of that than the protein, that chicken breast into your system. And that is not what's in such a short time frame before. That's not creating. The protein is not creating a better workout. But hey, if it's working, you need protein anyway. Keep on doing it. But as far as refining that really isn't making a difference. Refine that, looking for more information on that. That's not the right direction to go. Keep on doing what you're doing. First time here, Miguel. Thank you so much for being here. You're welcome, AJ Sip. Let's see. Any questions? If you're still here, keep on tapping that screen for the likes. AT, thank you so much. Chris K, I can only hope I look as great as you when I reach 40 plus. Great job, man. Thanks for the hope. Well, we're all competing against ourselves. It's a strange lifestyle choices, what we attach to, how we're wired, and a lot of dedication when career, especially my passion, studying and learning from becoming obsessive about learning more and applying what I know to compete again and again. So 62, I'll be 62 in a couple of weeks. I was up late last night. 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:48, right? But I was up late last night with my son. I've got a 9-year-old son. I've got a daughter who's going to be 11. I produced a VHS tape many years ago, 1999. And there was a song on YouTube or something that reminded me it was a posing routine song I did. So I went on the internet and I found this DVD that I created, that was a documentation of my career at that time. It's called Dare to Dream. Where I did this, really, looking back, I don't know, I did this little 5-minute speech about thinking big, or my journey, my thoughts. I think I'm going to cut that. It was interesting, but so many things I noticed. One, from my body, just the amount of energy I didn't put out. My son said, "Is that you? That doesn't sound like you." It was just, I put my energy into working out and that type, but didn't exude the energy that I sound like now. Again, so that was like 30 years ago. But I went through my bodybuilding career, and it was good for me that I saw I'm 30 years removed from that, but the energy and the effort and the mastery. And sometimes you just go on to the next thing in life and then appreciate that. And it's kind of what I need now, because it's releasing. There's so many things for my kids and raising them in sports and what I want for them. My life is all about them, right? I'm parenting, I'm loving them, I'm hugging with a sense of urgency. Like how all my guys do when it comes to working out or living their life, and that's the kind of mastery and just letting it all go and just giving it all. That's what I want to do as a coach to you. And it's not like I'm not here every morning, but I mean off the charts intensely, just totally like there's nothing else on earth you'd rather do. I've got so many things that I have planned. Right? Sometimes you're balancing on down and just tell you, and you're kind of good, but you just want to be amazing, outstanding. And it's at this level. And I'm writing a book on this called Better Than Expected Stuff. At this age, how are you going to sprint to the end? How are you going to put it all together? All the things you like, all the lessons that you learn, all the defeats. And how can they empower you together to go forward? So you live with passion and energy, right? Just go all out. That's what I admire when I look at that thing. I just was all in. And, I'm not going to go back to bodybuilding. It's about being coaching and making a difference in your life. Not just your physical body, but your life being that coach to you as older men confidence, as well as older workouts, right? And how that ties into my kids and where we eat and sports and adventure. And just so excited about it. And there's nothing like it. I don't tell you, if you're looking for that passion, a lot of them come to me and maybe they're tired, they're closing out. And what they want an journey. They want an adventure, right? To make life more exciting with living. And they've decided it's going to be fitness. I do have a program, right? Global transformation journey. skippercore.com/transformation. Right? And then if that sounds like you, I want to get on that journey. I want to get on that adventure. All right? That sounds like you. Go to that web page right there. Go there right now, and that's what you need right there. Put you on a journey if that sounds like you. All right, I'll be your coach. I'll be your friend. What's best to cure procrastination? Great point. Number one, the most obvious, the more certain you are about what you're doing, that you believe that it's going to pay off. All right. It's not so taxing. You can imagine, you can envision it working out. All right. And it doesn't tax your energy. Should I do this? No. If you can see it, feel it, hear it, know it, that it's going to work out, you're going to have a lot less procrastination. All right. So the more you know, that you understand that you've come to a coach here, this information that's simple and effective, right? If you believe in the workout, if you believe in the training, if you believe, you may not know everything, but you have enough that you can put your full, not 10 out of 10 energy into a 15 out of 10 effort, and do it consistently because you feel more confident, more certain in what you're doing. All this uncertainty that you have, it's taxing on your mental energy. This is more than physical. You got to align all your needs, your wants, your desires, your goals. Why is this so important to you? A lot of men aren't really connected why it's important to you. Maybe in the back, you're deathly afraid of maybe your parents, how they went out the last 10 years, how they're living right now. What you do right now can give you the best sense of control that you're going to be healthy all the way to the end. You're going to be functional all the way in. That may be, something that you're suppressing, but that fear, that avoidance of pain, it's not worth numbing. It can empower you to take it on. Say, I don't want to be like that, right? Aligning yourself with why and not avoiding the pain. We will do more to avoid pain than we'll go for, having a great physique where people compliment me, right? That's all nice, right? And the great Tony Robbins, he talks about we'll do more to avoid pain. So don't numb the pain. I talk to my kids all the time as go through this life thing is that you can learn through discipline by taking what I say, trusting my life knowledge that I can prevent you from doing the wrong things, getting in trouble, not working. You can take my advice through in discipline and just assume it to be true. You're not always going to learn. Or you can learn through tears because you disappointed yourself. It didn't turn out the way you want. Pain is a great motivator on the squiggly line towards life, right? So, what can cure that process? Procrastination is being here, where I simplify it, I sell you, I persuade you, I convince you that what you are doing will pay off. Never going to be 100% certain, day to day, right? But I always say if you're 87% certain, and you say it at 87% or above, don't dip too below that, you'll move forward. You'll move forward with more certainty and confidence. That and knowing exactly why you're doing this. Graham over on YouTube, thank you so much for the being here and the support. All right, so the more certain you are that the training strategy, the eating strategy is going to pay off, right? And the more clear you are on why the hell am I doing all this? Why am I going to move things around? Why am I going to prioritize it? Not just subconscious, that you're really tapped in. And even don't soften, lessen the pain. We get in trouble when we intellectually know we're headed in the wrong direction, but somehow we can look on the bright side. We can soften the pain, right? That's what leads to a lot of procrastination. I hope that's helpful, Ricardo. Let me know if it is. All right, reach out to me, guys. I get an opportunity every time that men join me on my live broadcast. When I do this every single morning, that there's a chance to reach out. If you're the type of man who does what it takes to get what he wants, I give you the opportunity to text me a picture, introduce yourself, and fill out a questionnaire. And then later on in the day, I'll contact you, work with you for 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes on your biggest challenge, give you some clarity, validate what you're doing right, maybe suggest the improvements or adjustments you need to make, give you a realistic time frame so you can move forward. I'll be more than happy for those men, aggressive men who know what they want, and we'll take those couple of steps. Is it better to do compound exercise versus individual muscle groups? Better. What makes something better? If it leads to your goals effectively and efficiently. A lot of men do not want to be bodybuilders, right? They just want to be healthy and fit, right? With compound exercises, might get it done. They don't need all these individual parts. They can be in the gym less time, less frequently, and get the job done, right? But some men, that technique involved with the compound exercise, squats, bench press, deadlifts, or even any type of barbell, barbells, dumbbells, compound exercises. And what he means by compound exercise, I know that a lot of the men, they don't necessarily know those terms. They've heard those terms. Is when you do an exercise that doesn't just work your biceps, while it's working your biceps, lower back, hips, legs, it's working many different body parts at the same time. So hitting them all in a functional manner with a compound exercise can be just what someone needs when they're limited at time. They're not trying to be bodybuilders, but they want to be effective and efficient. So I can see that working depending on your goals. A lot of men ask me about Mike Mentzer training. So you may know who Mike Mentzer is. You may not be familiar with his training style. You may not be familiar with the details of what you heard, right? But there is a theory, and you'll hear it if you scroll around on the internet. The late Mike Mentzer, he talked about just train hard with intensity, right? Fewer sets, right? More weight, more intensity, more focus, more effort on that one set. Do that and don't train for 5 or 7 days afterwards. Just do it. That's enough for you to build muscle. Right? A lot of men, what do I think about Mike Mentzer's style? Well, I think for most men, it's a little extreme. When they want to get it done, they want to see the events in the mirror. It's tough for them to trust that such little volume, all right, is really going to get the job done. They want results fast. They're willing to do the work. They don't want to wait every 5 or 7 days after they train, even if it could get the job done. Just taking control. I'm willing to do more work, right? So it's interesting that you asked that. So way back when, 25 years ago, 30 years ago or so, I was introduced to one body part once a week training. At that time, nobody did that type of training, right? It's more emphasis on heavier weight, good form, hit that targeted muscle group, fewer sets, reps, fewer exercises, less frequency training, one body part once a week, all right? And I did all the different 3 on, 1 off and this, but I really took on to it. I love that style. I really gave it my effort. And then when I was writing for the muscle magazines, I would write about it. All right. And because I was getting so much attention, both positive and negative, very polarizing, the success I had as a drug-free bodybuilder, there's no way. If there's such a thing, they never had that term natty or fake natty. I would have been the original fake natty, right? In a lot of people's opinion, right? So it drew a lot of attention to the way that I train. I used to write from Iron Man magazine. Again, I built an internet website long before a lot of people were on the internet. There was no social media to make it easy for just anybody to post a nice video on formats like TikTok or YouTube or anything like that. All right. So where most men said, that's not enough training. There is no way you can look that way training so infrequently. So because it's just a natural thing, more is better. All right. But I remember I had this 800 number all set up back in the day. And then one gentleman calmly called me. He said, hey, where everybody else with emails, things like that, that's not training, that just shows you're a fake natty, blah, 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 right? But he said, you're on the right path, unlike most guys. You could train less. And I was in there 45 minutes, 5 days a week, took the weekends off. And he said, you could train less and get same results. I remember, I don't know who he was. It wasn't Mike Menser. Must have been like a disciple. And you know what I said to him? I said, you know what? Just like all these people saying, I can't get it done in what I'm doing, the one body part once a week, 45 minutes, 5 days a week. I'm not like that as you tell me that I can do it, get the same job done in less time, more intensity, less time. I'm open to what you're saying, unlike all these guys emailing that aren't open. So I'm not doubting that could work, but you know what? I love the continuity and the structure of just 45 minutes a day, but it's every day. I don't want to wake up on a Wednesday and go, do I train today? I don't know Wednesday I train, right? How many more days do I have to train? So even though I could be, more productive in less time, I don't have kids. I don't have responsibility. I have this passion. I mean, guess I could have filled it up with other things, but I love being in the gym. And even though I was in the gym less often, less frequently than other guys, all right, I wanted to be in the gym, right? So even if it was more efficient, for my lifestyle, my continuity, I didn't want to become more efficient, right? So think about that. Now, if you're older, do you just love being in the gym, right? More isn't necessarily better. Better is better. I can teach you how to do what you're doing better in the gym. But for some men, they like to spend the time. They like being in control. They want to do more. And if you want to do more, that's fine. That's not necessarily how it works, right? But if you ever do need to be in the gym later and you don't want to go backwards in building muscle, doing it, all right? There is a way, right? So a lot of times it isn't about what produces more muscle. It's your sense of control. It's your schedule, your preferences. It's emotional. It's not logical reasons why. But most of us, myself included, we can get more done in just as much muscle stimulation for growth, just as much in less time if we know what intensity. More isn't better. More sets, more reps, more frequency isn't better. But better is better. And it's certain key points that I teach that no matter what training strategy that you use, you can build the intensity. And working hard isn't the same as intensity. I use the analogy that a runner who runs 1,600 meters, a mile, whatever, right? They're running hard, but they got to pace themselves to get through the whole mile. A sprinter is a hard worker too, but they have to make every stride 100%, and that's all it takes for a 100-meter dash. You have to pace. I don't care who you are, how fast you're going to have to pace yourself through a mile or 1,600 meters. So they both work hard. One from minute one is a different level of intensity, and that is the key to all of this. All right. Again, it's a level of understanding that as you apply it and as you go for it, you learn it at higher levels. Right. So think about that. 45 and just joined the gym. What's a good beginner workout? Worried about injuries. You should always be safe. Just stimulate it. A beginner workout. I would say a beginning workout would be the same as intermediate, right? As far as which exercises you do and the amount of volume. It's really what you apply. You'll apply beginner technique, beginner intensity, beginner confidence, but it's the same exercises, right? Depending on how confident you feel, right? It's probably easier to be on machines than it is to be on dumbbells and barbells. Anytime you put something in your mind about getting hurt, there aren't a lot of people who get hurt by numbers, all right? It's always there. I always tell you to be careful. But if you want to be really careful, right, you're brand new to this, to the gym, just get familiar with going there on a consistent basis. Use machines rather than use barbells and dumbbells. Start off with machines are very good to say it'll stimulate overload just the same. You still have some old school people that say things like, dumbbells and barbells are superior. When you have the skill level, I guess they could be superior, right? But you're just starting out. If you email me at skip@skiplacour.com, I can send you an email for a 4-day routine on machines, right? You use some, or you can just punch that in. You can get it a lot of places, right? So, all right. So I hope that's helpful. All right. You guys reach out to me. Let me tell you what I do. So every morning. Today's the day. Maybe you've been watching my videos. Maybe you're just drawing in for the first time, right? I give you the opportunity to reach out to me, all right? For those of you, if you're sick and tired of going through all this, information, all right? So I've got a 2-step process. One is you text me at the number at the screen. Text me if you're listen to it on a podcast or whatever. The number is in the description. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is text me, 925-352-4366. Just introduce yourself. So you saw me on TikTok. You saw me on YouTube. All right. You can tell me how long you've been watching me too. That gives me an idea because you know where I'm coming from, right? If you say, hey, I just saw you today, tells me one thing. I've been watching you from the sidelines for 3 months, watching your live broadcast. Just tell me how long you've been watching me. Just introduce yourself. Here's the thing. Text me a picture. Now, whatever you feel comfortable with is fine. You don't necessarily have to take off your shirt. That's helpful, but I can see, a lot of things, even with a t-shirt, right? A picture tells me 1,000 words of what I need to use. My 35 years experience helping out literally thousands of men. That's going to help me a lot more than you might think. You're showing the initiative. You text me. You initiated the conversation. You texted me a picture, told me how long you've been working out. Then you go to that address, talkwithskip.com. Talkwithskip.com. That's going to bounce you over to my skipcore.com website. I've got a questionnaire. It's going to get you really clear on what your challenge is, what you've done, why it hasn't worked. It's going to tell me a lot about you. All right, height, weight, what your primary goal is. All right. So I'm going to have a picture. You will have texted me. You've shown initiative, so I know that your heart is in it, right? And now you fill out this question. I have enough that I will reach out to you. The great thing about this is the men who are attracted to this, that their time is valuable. So they're not going to waste their time. They're not going to waste their time reaching out when they're not ready. And they're not going to waste my time because they respect their time. They'll respect my time as a professional, right? But if you're ready to take action, I'll spend 10 or 15 minutes with you on the phone. I'll get you really clear on your biggest challenge, help you make sure you have a thorough understanding, maybe validate what you're already doing. So just keep on keeping on, maybe with more intensity. If you need to make adjustments, I'll suggest that. But more importantly, I'll tell you the time frame. You may be doing everything right or almost doing everything right. But if you don't have a realistic time frame, you're just going to be filled with confusion, frustration, overwhelm. You're never going to get there, right? That's a big concern with a lot of men. All right, so that's the information. Take a screenshot right now. All right, and to reach out to me. And if today isn't the day, then do it tomorrow. All right. Got so many ways to help you reach your goals. Make sure you go to skiplacour.com. Go there often. A lot of these questions that you're asking, take in a video 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I talk about it in detail. Thank you for the follow, Kirk. Thank you so much. Tap that screen. Tap that screen. I appreciate the likes. If you're appreciating what I have to offer you, you're going to attract more men like you. Rapid fire questions, more bang for your buck while you're here. The more questions that are flowing through help me address concerns that you don't even know you have. So the more men we have on here, the more you'll learn in a shorter period of time. I really want to respect your time. I know you're busy. You want to, really get this fitness under control, but you're limited on your time. So the more men we have here, the more questions that I can just rapid fire answer, right? The better for all of us here. And so you, by tapping on that screen, liking that screen, sharing the feed, we'll have more men doing it here. So much for doing that. Good morning, Senior Motorcycles. All right, thank you so much for being here. Josh, thank you for joining. All right, see you this morning. Jeff says, Jeff R., Skip's one-on-one coaching has been a huge benefit to my workouts and nutrition. Highly recommend it. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you for being here this morning. We talked a lot of things, a lot of good topics here. Let's see. You're welcome, Robert. Thank you for being here. A lot of great questions here. If you're on TikTok, you'll watch this on the replay over on Facebook at Skip LaCour page or on YouTube. So the lives aren't posted to watch and replay on TikTok, but go to my YouTube or Facebook page, and you can watch every morning show in its entirety. If you miss parts or all of it, right? So you can watch the replay on YouTube and on Facebook. Taking a lot of questions here. All right. A lot of things here this morning. A lot of great topics. Good morning, Todd. Thank you for being here. All right. So today was a great show. A lot of great questions. I think the biggest takeaway that I think a lot of men can learn is, how to beat procrastination, how to overcome procrastination so you can get to work and get on the workout problem, get on the eating problem, get the results that you want. How to break past to procrastination. That was a good one. We talked a lot about the information that here, what's important, what's not. We talked about a beginner program, what someone who's just starting out should do. But we talked about compound exercises. It's better to do compound exercise rather than individual muscle groups. Talked about intensity of training, referring to, maybe you've heard of micro-interval training or not. What makes that effective? Is that something you should do? Do you have to do it, even if it was optimal? Talked about that training. Talked about protein. Talked about nutrient timing throughout your day, before your workout. Is it possible to build muscle and lose body fat? We talked about that. So again, if you're coming in and out this morning, so glad you're here. Watch the replay versions on YouTube and on Facebook. Again, reach out to me. I'm here every single morning. But if you're the type of man who does what it takes to get what he wants, you want to jump up to the front of the line. And finally, you're sick and tired of this body, the extra 40 pounds or so. You're tired of the confusion, frustration over it's just working out. Hey, why is this so challenging? You want to break through that? Reach out to me, whether I'm spending 10 minutes or we go through a 12-week transformation journey. I want to help you. I've got many different ways to help men just like you, busy, a little bit older, productive lives. You don't want to look up through all this internet, but you know when you put your effort in, it's going to pay off. Not sure of that right now. You want to end that confusion, frustration, overwhelm. You want one stream thought so you can just get to work. I'm your man. I can help you again through a 10-minute conversation, through my package, my great coaching package. That's at solutionswithskip.com. Just going to my website, skiplacour.com, or taking you on an entire 12-week transformation journey. I help men just like you. So it just speeds up the process so you can have to worry about this for the rest of your life. Now it's just a matter of doing it. Right? It's overcoming that procrastination. All right, because as we go through different waves with so many different things in our lives, right? So that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day, guys.